Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Welcome to our show. Because I'm doing well, because I'm having a wonderful day on this 19 May 2025. If I look tired, it's because I am tired. Um, which is the subject of the video today. Making content and how much we want to make content and how almost this last stand energy of making content. It is extremely early in the morning. Uh, Funny story. We finished around 4:15. It is 6:35 right now. I was like, if you wait a couple hours, you're gonna be able to see the sunrise. The thing about checking the sunrise before I start. I made an effort to stay awake. Um, we just finished having one of the most delicious snacks I've had in my freaking life. Wow, what a great little sausages from France. Um, we're playing the tower as per usual. We're also filming in Nature Corn as per usual. Um, and we're watching some content. Before we even start, I want to show you something that really made me happy. This is gonna be a long video, by the way. So if you don't like long videos, but you're in for a treat. Um, Today once again is the 19th May 2025. I know you guys like to know the dates because I have a tendency to not post videos the day of or the day after. So by doing this, you're still getting the unapologetic truth. So we're watching Snort Organ, the Traffic channel, and when I want to show you something, and I just think it's so freaking funny. Um, Look at this. Look at this. Look at the thumbnail. It just makes me happy that there's a place for this. It just makes me happy that there's a world for this. Wow. Um, it's just nuts. It's just nuts. I don't know why I'm making this video. I made a video about 2 days ago with the exact same subject, and it's making content. And I don't know why, because this video is 40 minutes long, and I still felt like I didn't tell everything that I want to say. Thank you, Crystal Light. And it's a bit of rakia. Found an old bottle my friend gave me, which is a vodka. So like I said, we're working and we're playing mobile game, and we're really having fun, a lot of fun yesterday. And I was like, dude, you need to sleep. And then for some reason, and it's funny because I mentioned this yesterday. It wasn't planned. I'm not master plan this shit. But we were talking about it yesterday, and we were talking about how uh no sausage was good. I'm sorry, guys. I'm still orgasmic from these. Um, I was talking about this fatigue and how much I miss having this fatigue. Right, the computer was too close because they're less long, they're shorter than the one we have usually. So we keep it, but I forget that they're less long, so I put them in the place that we usually put, and then it falls all up. It's okay, as long as it doesn't fall off the balcony. It's okay. See, I made this video yesterday talking about the fatigue and how much I miss being fatigued and how much I miss this feeling of euphoria, this feeling of oh, I was supposed to eat on camera because my ex hated me eating on camera. I was supposed to do so then she cringed. I was supposed to say suck it Naomi. But you know what? It's fine. It's completely fine. It's completely okay. We'll get her another time, no problem. So yesterday I was talking about that the fatigue and how much I miss it. And this morning I had this almost desperate, and it was four. It was more than four, and I was like, if you wait another hour, because technically speaking, it's a long story. I miss making video, but what I missed the most was making video on the balcony. To me, this is making an effort. This is being outside. It's not touching grass per se, but we spent years in the apartment, so just doing that is just so different. I have a balcony that I never used, and I started using it for making content. So, of course, this is a blessing, but it's still something different, right? And I was reading about this, and Um, it's so it was okay. So we have, as you can tell, we're hyperactive, which makes us sometimes have problems sleeping. So and the advice for sleeping, one of them was, do not work where you sleep. Your bedroom should be your bedroom. Your bedroom should only be where you sleep. If you want to do something else with another room, your room is reserved to sleeping. And then I was like, okay, well, this applied to everything else. This applied to only eat in the kitchen. This applied to only work in a specific room. What if our office, because people with important job or people that work a lot from home, they have this office. What if this balcony was our office? Or this shitty office, but it's still an office. What if it was? Right? Even when I eat my snack, my meal, whenever I eat on the sofa watching TV. I don't eat at the table that I have. So why do I eat that? Why do I sit at the table? Because it somehow looks more clean. It somehow looks more professional. There's this conscious effort to present to you a landscape. Now I'm gonna tell you a secret. If you show on this camera we're good, but on this camera, if you were to look at the screen right now, oh, what did I do? What did I do? Oh, shit. We forgot to film. We lost 6 minutes of content. Fuck. So yeah, that's not good. That is not good at all. Fuck. We lost a bit of content. Okay. Well, it's okay, but still. I would prefer not. I don't even know what we're missing because I'm so tired. I don't even know where I am. I know I'm home, but you know what I mean, right? I don't know what we missed, but it's okay. At the end of the day, we're gonna make sure that it's okay. It's all good. Um, so going back to here, right? If you were looking at this camera, if you looking at the recording, you could see that by stream is the whole. You can see the houses nicely, but the whole sky is white. And then when you look at the final product, you can see that you can still see the cloud, you can still see the beautiful landscape. It's just super nice. Even last week I made it live, and I had lovely girl, Angel or Mary, a really cool friend, a good friend of mine, a really cool person, and what they did, what she said, is that she told me you have a really nice landscape. I love the sky, and I was like, you're right. This is a nice landscape. And I think I it's so weird. I'm gonna repeat myself, but the simple mentality of it, the simple concept of it all, when the first years I was making content, which is actually making content itself is my dream, my passion, but it's also working for myself. It is also asking myself questions and actively talking. I do talk a lot, but I do not talk alone. So if I wasn't filming videos, I wouldn't talk. I wouldn't be making this effort, right? So I go in and I would just play video games all day, and I would be as happy. So with this winter, I wasn't able to do videos outside, right? I having videos inside, and this winter was really hard for me because we had a mouse infestation in the building. So I had some mouse in the apartment. I found some food that was eating my mouse. Found some mouse dropping, which was disgusting. Um, we had a little problem with that, right? And I was stuck inside. I couldn't go out. I could go out myself, but see, the balcony is on one side. It's a piece of heaven because it is fresh air. It is the energy of nature. It is the sun having my back the whole morning, and then yeah, the whole morning I have the sun. Till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I have the sun on the balcony. It's actually the sunlight will show up on the balcony. So as long as I'm like that, even if it touches me, I'm still getting the vitamin that it gives, the benefit of being in the sun. I could go on the fucking balcony and tan, you know, and I'm just so grateful for that. And what ended up happening was I started having some good weather right away. We were doing on balcony, but I was also depressed. So I wasn't making a lot of content, And for 4 days we've been doing good, right? And we have this, like I said, this energy of desperation, and we're still looking to make content. And the 4 days that just passed, this days included, I've made more content than I did in the last month. No, I'm lucky, and I mentioned this before. I'm lucky because I have content for days. I just watched. We uploaded in the last 2 months. We uploaded 600 hours of gaming content, which is clips that I had to get rid of for Twitch. We're done, by the way. We're at 71 hours. The maximum is 100, so we're more than good. I could do this and I would still have it for. I want to say I have. It's 4 or 5 hours per day. I have 70 hours, so it would be 9 days left. So a week, a bit more than a week. I don't have to film. We're still filming, but still. And I made more content in the last 4 days. But why I made that, and then when I started to making content, it's weird because I'm seeing people make content. For example, I was watching a lot of Trader Tash Tammy, and Trader Tash Tammy, although she's extremely talented, she's a comedian. When you think about it, it's just a girl that took her camera and made some video. There's no production quality. There's food involved, of course, which is a cost, but there's no production quality. When she make her podcast, it's production quality. So and I just miss that. Or watching, for example, we're watching right now Stuart Rogan. The effect of how much effort is put in. And I was watching more content. I was watching Kid Boga. I was watching Jimmy Yemem, which are still people that I've watched. And I mentioned this before, but as a content creator, you start watching and viewing the content in a different fashion. You start appreciating the hard work. You start to wonder of all the behind the scene. For example, we are rewatching Trailer Park Boys, and if I'm being completely honest, it's such a different experience because when I recap Trailer Park Boys, I was still pretty new to making videos that weren't gaming content. So my way of doing video was very different, right? We evolve, and I feel as a person, I feel like there's this fear of change, but there's this fear of change, but there's this need for evolution. I'm afraid of what I can become, but I'm happy that I'm evolving. I'm happy that I'm moving forward. See, one of the favorite things that I heard, and it was this week too. Somebody said, it is folly to be wise when ignorance is bliss when it's folly to be wise, which is from Jim Leahy. Trip Our Boy was drunk, but it was just beautiful, and it makes you think. Ignorance is bliss, not knowing that there's so much out there. All of the video that I did, all of the questions that I've asked, all the reflection that I had thanks to this video, all of the content that I prepared making, all of those concepts, all those movies that I wouldn't watch if and it's super weird, it's stupid, but all of those content that we made, all of those things that we tasted, that I would have not tasted if it wasn't for making content. All those questions that we asked because I thought it was impressive. The simple thought that I had a bad day, I have an outlet. It's still something that is incredible. And I was just talking, and of course I'm more aware of my life. I'm more aware of my situation. I'm more aware of the world surrounding me than if I didn't make those videos, right? But did that knowledge help me, or did that knowledge didn't help me? For example, yes, we made so much content, and did we get the result that we wanted? You know, so it was just, and whenever I thought about giving up, there's always this question of what would my life be if I wasn't making content. And I know myself, I know I would have not changed. I would have not changed. I had relationship thanks to social media. I've had yeah, already there. It's like pretty good stuff. Pretty good fucking thing. Yeah, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to a degree where, you know, but it is folly to be wise when ignorance is bliss. Mind breaking. That's not what I wanted to say. The greatest thing that the devil did was to make us believe that he didn't exist. Or that's the craziest thing. The greatest thing the devil did was to make us believe that he existed. And it's just mesmerizing as a concept. Me making this content, me watching people make content, this is inspiring. But the fact that I'm able to watch them, and the fact that I'm able to watch them, and how transformative it is. Wow, this was a cool thing they did. See, for the nature corn, and I do a lot of nature corn, right? So nature corn, one of my favorite example because it is so simple. I can talk about the tower and how simple that is. We're gonna talk about it both because they're for the two channel, they're for the main channel, the gaming channel. This will be on the main channel, don't worry. But nature corn, it does seem simple, but it's a lot of looking outside and seeing, is it worth filming and now. But the principal idea came from Shao Bautista, one of my best friends, and Shao was like, dude, and Shao is a really good Shao. It's nuts because Shao really likes to take a picture. He will go complete weeks. He will go exploring. Oh, what did I do? What did I do again? What did I do? Oh, for fuck's sake, think. I have, okay. So you know what I do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna restart the video because I'm not that far in. I'm not that far in. And I'll do time 2 the speed. Because the video is an hour and a half, which is 45 minutes, so we're good. This video will not be more than 45 minutes left. So yeah, so what was I talking about? Oh, I'm so sorry. Fuck. Okay, yeah, nature corn. Nature corn. I'm tired, but I'm not crazy. Well, I'm possibly crazy, but that will come later in the video. We're gonna talk about that too. So with nature corn, Shao would go out, and Shao really loves to take picture. And Shao, he would say, "Hey, I know he went out because he was posting story on Instagram." I was like, "How did it went?" Like, I didn't really take pictures. And I'm like, "Okay, well, show me what you got." And he would take a couple pictures, but those couple pictures were phenomenal, and I was really interested. And then he was like, "Yo, you like nature?" And it was more so, and that's crazy. That the story is absolutely phenomenal. And I don't think I gave enough credit to Shao. Now that I'm more mature, let's give credit where it's due. It was like you really liked nature, and in my mind, and I just told you guys that it wasn't so much nature. Yes, I love nature. This is such a complex story. We'll get into it. But what I liked a lot was Shao and the mentality of the artist behind the painting. Or the paint. I'm thinking painting is a picture. For me, a really good picture is like a painting. Because painting to me is Bob Ross, and Bob Ross is about landscape. So I was in love with the work of Shao because Shao was such a great mind. And without being a dick, I'm gonna regret saying this. I'm not trying to be mean, but the workplace in which I was, it was dude with a very old school mentality. We were joking about dicks and fucking each other. But out of it, there's this guy who was really talented at taking pictures. So like, you like nature, film nature, and it's like, okay. Then I started filming, and at that time I was obsessed. I was obsessed. Oh my god, it's so complex. I was obsessed with making content, but too shy to make content. So when I started making videos as a person, the video that I started doing were always about food. It was about food because it was a comfort zone, and it was like everybody likes food, right? When I started making content, I would have never did a video like this, or a video of opinion, or talking about something that's interesting to me. It was about food, and I was watching some of my content, and I'm like, dude, you're not even reviewing the product. You're eating it and saying it's good. What the fuck are you doing? You're gonna be doing an intro that's a minute long. You're gonna eat a couple of bites and say, hey, that's good, and that's it. What are you thinking? So nature corn was also something I could film because I didn't have to be myself. I didn't have to be Stefan, which again, I was really uncomfortable being Stefan. I was really uncomfortable in my skin. I was really having low self-esteem. So when it came to that, it was kind of crazy, and I started filming outside, right? And then people would really like it, and it's funny because Janice and I were the same. Janice and I, we have a very similar background. Due to certain mental issue on my part, on his part, we spent a lot of time inside because it felt like a safe place. And Janice also have back issue, So it's not because he was talking about how he knows that I have. And there's time when he said that where I felt like he was living vicariously through me by me going to nature. And for example, when I'm going to hunt the moon, when I'm going to see a specific sun or a specific sunrise, not a lot of people can do that, right? And at first, the nature garden was that it was taking pictures of nature for people that didn't do. Then I became crazy. I became crazy in thinking that, okay, well, I need to film this part and I need to film this part, and I cannot film because my phone is empty, so I have to charge it quickly so I can hope to find something. It wouldn't work, right? So but then nature corn, and at first and it's so fucked up. At first, I was always filming the same nature corn, which was going to work and going come back to work. That was the only thing I would do. And then what I started doing was I started filming specific spots. So, for example, you guys all remember this spot on the water. There's a spot on the water where there's this deck, and I film on it a lot. And you guys love this because it's a really nice landscape. And I would have never went there because I don't know. It's a beautiful landscape, but I would have never went there for more than. See, that's where it's different. That's where it's really different. This specific spot is such a good example too. This specific spot is this balcony. Um, from the balcony, you're seeing this. You're seeing this, right? You're seeing the landscape that I have here, right? You can see it from inside. So, from this point of view, I could see it from the top of the mountain because it's on top of at the bottom of a. It's not a mountain, but it's a really small like hill. A hill is better. Um, I would see that, but I wanted to make more and I wanted to showcase more. So what I would do, I would do is I would go on the deck, and to me, this specific spot was kind of crazy because I was taking a risk. What if I fell in the water? What if the camera fell in the water? I'm like, fuck, it's risky, but such a cool landscape, right? And I always had this mentality of storm chasers, so people that are following tornado and they're hunting tornado and they want to get this shot. Um, Even my stepmom, she did something that was always troubled me, and it was a time where we were coming back from my uncle's house, my aunt's house. It's more my aunt because she's a sister of my father, and the road was dark as fuck, and it felt like there was a tornado. It felt really really kind of weird, kind of like calm. There was a storm outside. She went out of the window to take a picture, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing? You're gonna fall." And then I started doing it because of Strawberry Moon, of Auroras Borealis, right? And then it was also cool because with Nature Corn, I have you guys are sending me cool nature. A guy sent me two fucking rainbow, and I never saw that before. And then the mentality became I always have to do better. And then at Christmas, I was at my father's house, and it was so stupid. They were watching the fireplace. The, so no, that's not true. They were watching the TV. There was a channel that would show 24 hours the fireplace. So they would have footage of a fireplace, of a fire burning in a fireplace. That was on the TV, and I didn't even notice. So I come in, and I come in late because I'm a late motherfucker. Fashionably late, not fashionable, but still late. Um, and I sit there in front of the TV enough because I don't hear anything. What usually when you listen to TV, you would hear the TV work. And people got mad at me right away. Hey, you're blocking the TV. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even know it was on. And then I'm like, then I go to sit down at somewhere else. Um, and then I'm listening to the conversation. It's not really interesting. They're talking about a fucking retirement plan. And I'm like, I'm not there yet, you know? So I'm like, whatever. I remember that they told me, you're blocking the TV. And they were watching the fireplace. When I look at the TV, I'm like, what are you watching? And then something broke inside of me. And I went to check out how many views this video had. I'm like, holy shit. There's millions of views. People are looking for something in the background. And maybe that's something cool. That is something that is peaceful. You know? Very peaceful. Like yesterday, we had a lot of rain, and people really liked the video because I put a video of the night sky and the rain, and you can see, you can basically see the road, right, and a couple of car passing. Very quiet town, so that's cool. People like that. So Nature Corn became this very passive, this very active then passive. For the gaming channel, the Tower. The Tower was a game. You guys know why I love the Tower. Long story short, because I already told the story so many times. I love the Tower. I love the Tower because it was a game where I didn't have to do much. I didn't have to talk. I could do something else in the background, but most of all, the Tower was a game that I only played because I was depressed. I was depressed. I needed to do a game. I need to make content. I wanted to post content without talking. The Tower was good. Again, I was watching Breaking Bad. I was watching Better Call Saul, and then this playthrough of the Tower got more views. And I was like, oh well, fuck, that's my goal. I love this game. I love this game. I love this game, and you guys like it. So I started playing a lot more, and I became obsessed with the Tower. And then I got tired of the Tower, and I'm like, I'm still getting good views on the playthrough. So maybe it's a game, right? And now we're having cheat on the Tower. So we've been filming this video for 25 minutes. 25 minutes is 50. Let's do 26 minutes. The Tower has recorded over 78 minutes or an hour, 18 minutes of content, which is completely insane. So yeah, so in these 2Ks, this content was still something I was able to do and every day, even in depression. But with the mental health getting better, and also it's nuts because your whole point of view is so different. So at first, what you do is you like watching content because it's different, and it's crazy because I was watching I think it was John Taffer Bar Rescue on YouTube. And they put it in ads, and I was like, "Fuck those ads!" And I was as addicted that if I was watching a show that I really like on TV, right? And I realized that I really like watching videos, right? And something wrong with that. So I started watching, and 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 then I'm like, "Whoa, bro, this is amazing!" And for the longest time, as a content creator, I didn't want to watch content because I thought it was going to be affecting my content and the way I view things because it could be affecting, it could be a indirect influence on what you do. Oh, you're talking about this, it's a good subject, let's talk about it, right? Versus something that came from you. Now, there's nothing wrong with talking about something that somebody else talked about. However, talking about a subject that is, so for example, right, who else covered the Tower? Look on YouTube, next to nobody. There's four channels there's four channel that cover the Tower. And I'm the only one posting actual footage of the game and not just some talks or some they're gonna put highlights. I put the whole thing because I don't give a fuck, you know. So I'm the only guy. Now, if I was playing a game like Fortnite, people would be playing. I would be surprised. I would be curious as to how much footage of Fortnite is uploaded every single hours of the day. There's probably a couple video per hour every single day for the last 7 years. Isn't that crazy? I think it's bananas. But yeah, just as a whole, you know, just this idea. And again, I was so afraid during depression. I was so afraid. I'm still depressed, but we had 4 days that were very good, very very good. So I was still like, dude, you put in too much hours, right? And then even the context of giving up, I was like, you wasted so much time, right? Which is me being stubborn. I often say that one of my main motivation was people ever